Hey, folks. Thanks for tuning in to Apocalypse Soon. If you want more of this podcast or just let us know that you care, go over to Patreon, and for $5 or $20, we'll get you some exclusive Apocalypse Soon content. Go to EddiePepitone.com if you want to see him live. And, of course, go over to YouTube where we got clips of this podcast and individual segments for driving in the rain, guided meditation, and all your favorites. And now, let's get into the show. Ladies and gentlemen, stray dog, boys and girls, kitty cats, animals, crows, welcome to Apocalypse Soon, the only podcast recorded in North Hollywood Park with falling trees and happy little puppies. And now, he's the man. He's sitting next to me. His hat's off, folks. Get ready for it. He's loud. He's hilarious. It's Eddie Pepitone.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good twilight, good dusk, good dawn. Whatever time it happens to be for you right now, it's a beautiful afternoon here in North Hollywood. I just took off my hat and put on my glasses to give you the illusion this podcast is being recorded on a different day than the last podcast. And now that I've told you what's going on... Oh, look at these guys. We have dogs, right? We have another French bulldog.
Yeah,
we have a lot of French bulldogs out here who are chasing soccer balls, and it is a great time to be alive. Hello, little boy. Beautiful dogs. Hello, sir. Yeah, good. And we are just interacting with the locals, and the locals are very vocal, and it's a terrific, as you're going to hear them in the background, and I'm Eddie Pepitone, this is Kevin Tinkin, Apocalypse Soon, the podcast with no upside. It is a gorgeous day. Do you feel this breeze?
It's so nice.
It is so nice,
It
right?
is fantastic. Yeah, we laid down in the grass for a little bit after the last one.
You see, when you give away our personal lives...
I'm sorry.
We laid down in the grass, folks, and yes, there was some cuddling, and yes, there was some tongue, but it was mostly just resting.
Yes, mostly. But that breeze comes in, man.
That breeze comes in, and your libido gets... Whew, right?
Oh, yeah, it gets heightened.
And they say that famous song, Love the One You're With.
That's right.
And when you're down and confused and you don't remember who you're talking to, and I don't remember a thing, and I'm always down and confused. And by the way, down and confused, that should be the American flag. Just someone down and confused.
That's right.
Looking hopelessly, let's say, at a schoolyard.
Yes, that's right.
And that should be the American flag now.
Yeah, if you can't be with the one you love the old guy you're laying on the grass with. That's.
I don't appreciate you calling me an old guy.
I'm sorry.
Which I am. Which I try to be in denial about every second of the day.
A virile young gentleman who's. You'd fit right in with all these half-naked men sunbathing in the park.
Look. They see in me, the very attractive people in the park, man, woman, dog. They see in me an artist, and They say, all right, there isn't much eye candy there, but my God, what artistic integrity.
Absolutely. Well, that's the thing about these beautiful people, they're
boring, first of all.
Yeah.
Usually, beautiful people, on the whole, are either boring or they're fucking insane. That's something I've learned lately. Their beauty makes them very entitled.
Yeah.
And they don't really have to, too much is done for them because of their beauty.
Yes.
And, they don't develop what people like me and you develop, intense neuroses.
Yes.
And survival skills.
Yeah, when these beautiful people, they walk into a room, they're immediately accepted. They're embraced.
They're embraced.
And
we walk into a room, particularly me. I walk in a room, and the vomit that starts coming out is, first of all, you have to wear a smock if I walk into a room.
It's like a Gallagher show. Everybody's got a smock on with a big thing of plastic, and you got to do it. But you work from that deficit. and then you have to figure out how to win
Look,
their love and affection.
We all are dealt a certain hand.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my hand is a pair of threes with jack high. And I did what I could with it, and, it is what it is. I mean, some people have three of a kind. Some people are dealt a different hand. Some people have a straight flush.
Oh, yeah.
The beautiful people.
The beautiful people.
Some people are born into wealth, and you think it's a royal flush, but it turns out to be they killed themselves and their family in a suicide homicide, and you're like, oh, they just had ace high.
That's
it wasn't really.
Yeah. No, that should be your new blues album. A pair of fours, jack high. Hey everybody, it's me, Pepitone on the sax.
You ready to ride? You ready for some blues? The hand I was dealt wasn't very high. I'm a man and I ain't gonna lie. It was a pair of fours, jack high. Yes, it would be.
I could see it. You could have been a blues musician in another life.
I could still be.
Oh.
I mean, it's never too. I want to tell
too
people
late.
it's never too late for a happy childhood. I saw a guy, a big guy, big dude with that button on once.
Really?
And I just started, I just pointed at him and said, "You asshole." No, I didn't. I was like amazed, like, wow, this guy wears a button like that. It's never too. I mean, he doesn't get laid a lot, I am sure, but he's his own person. He was dealt, I would say, king high, not even a pair. King high.
It's rough. I like that attitude, though. Like somebody putting on a button that says it's never too late for a good childhood.
I want to start wearing a button. Couple of different buttons. One that's just an Eisenhower button. Vote Eisenhower.
That's right.
I like those type of buttons where the message is, when I'm wearing a vote Eisenhower button, the message is there's no one to vote for now.
Ooh, I
so
like that.
vote for someone in 1950. I think it was
right.
58.
Well, you've always carried a torch for Dwight.
Well, he was a damn good general, and he warned us, and this is a true story, Dwight Eisenhower warned us of the military-industrial complex.
Yes.
He made that famous speech about the military-industrial complex.
That everyone ignored.
Yeah, and he called it, and he was a Republican back then, Yeah.
I mean, it has to be terrifying to be in a position of basically the highest office you can occupy, and then you find out that there's people doing devious shit, behind your back. That's got to be terrifying. And
and that happens in my apartment complex. Never mind the military-industrial complex, but that happens in the apartment complex too.
Oh, the devious,
where these
underhanded
people in this apartment complex, they are constantly doing things behind my back. Like, I will say to Miss Jones down the hall, can I borrow a cup of sugar? And I don't, what she does, unbeknownst to me, is that she puts a little cocaine in it.
Ugh.
And I don't want the cocaine, I wanted sugar.
Straight up.
And what happens is I make pancakes, and I get a little rush with the sugar.
Oh, yeah.
And I get with the cocaine in the sugar. And then I want to go, and I wind up going to a bar and trying to pick up, men and women alike.
Absolutely. You gotta cast a wide net when you're out there coked out.
When you're coked out, you really do want to cast as wide a net as you can.
Why eliminate just half the population?
Well,
and
then what would happen is that I would start borrowing sugar all the time because I know it was damn good sugar. It was more than sugar. As a matter of fact, she said the brand is called More Than Sugar, and I said, you bet your ass it's More Than Sugar. And that's a product I would endorse. We endorse a couple of products here on the podcast, but by the way, I just want to talk to a company out there. If you're a company and you make sugar laced with cocaine, come to this podcast and we will help you.
Oh yeah. We'll give you. We just need a couple of prime ounces, and we'll talk it up. We'll chop it up. Who doesn't love a good pancake?
Nobody.
Cocaine laced pancake.
No, the only people who don't like pancakes are what I call the assholes.
Yes.
And I know that's a broad, umbrella.
It is.
Only assholes don't like pancakes because they're delicious, and you could put things like blueberries,
cocaine,
and chocolate chips, and cocaine. I put shredded photographs of old grammar school teachers in there. You can, with a shredder now, you can put a lot of things in pancakes, and a shredder facilitates that, whether it's photos or documents. I usually put a bank statement in muffins now.
That's great.
Like I'll just put my latest savings report, which is usually very small, and it's only half a page. And I could just put that in a shredder and mix it up with some nice a fruit muffin.
And you're really saving the planet with that type of recycling.
Yes.
Reusing those things that would have just gone to a landfill.
Yes, and it's a good source of fiber.
Your savings. You're just one page of a bank statement.
Right. I just had a flash. I haven't eaten today yet.
Oh, no.
I had a banana, and now I'm starting to get a little faint.
Well, if you want to go get some food.
No. We'll do the podcast, but I'm just, you ever get like stuck in traffic and you're like, oh man, I have some leftover lasagna in the fridge.
I really do have leftover lasagna in the fridge right now. Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
I know. We made a Stouffer's.
Is it a meat lasagna or?
Yes. Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
It was a frozen lasagna?
Yeah.
You people don't. You live life over there, wherever you are.
Oh yeah, we made two of them. We made two of these little.
How do you cook them? A microwave or what?
No. We throw them in the oven. It's a Trader Joe's brand of.
Okay. Trader Joe's has some good stuff.
It's pretty solid. You throw them in the oven for about an hour, and then you got to lift the plastic film for the last 10 minutes or so. So it.
You know what? When they have an instruction like that, I don't pay attention to lift the plastic film for the last 10 minutes because let me tell you something. When I throw in something into the oven to unfreeze and cook, that's it. That's all you get from me. You don't get like, oh, there's 10 minutes to go. No. I'm either jacking off waiting for that thing to be done or I'm paying bills or something.
Yeah.
Something that, or trying to further my career.
Yep.
Well,
you often burn the food you're cooking because of that. You're not able to finish the bill payments or the jacking off or the working on the career, and then you end up burning your lasagna, which is a great euphemism. I used to use.
I'm thinking maybe rice and beans. I love rice and beans. That's one of my go-tos when I'm doing the vegan thing.
Yeah.
Rice and beans. And I hate to say this, but my rice of choice is white rice. And I know white people are getting a bad, white. It's all white.
And what kind of beans do you go for?
I'll tell you, and people can fight me on this, but to me, there's no better bean than a red kidney.
Okay. I've seen you eat a can of red kidney beans before.
That's right, in my car.
Yes.
Those were my hobo days, and that was a few months ago.
Yeah, your hobo phase of life.
Well, I would have a lot of canned goods in the car, and I would have one of those old-timey can openers.
Yeah, the ones you have to...
Yeah, and I would just crack a can open, pull over to the side of the road and just think about laundry or, think about the dystopian world we live in and just eating a can of red kidney beans and a 2006 Honda Element,
It's a beautiful picture. I mean, you staring off into the abyss.
Staring off it.
Just considering our dystopian life and eating red beans. It really is. I mean, it's really a poster.
It is.
I think we should get. I still haven't been able to get the calendar going, but we should. I mean, that could be, April. Maybe a May. With you eating the beans
Nude.
in your car. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
topless at least, you know.
By the way, for some reason, I'm not using the word naked anymore. I'm using the word nude.
Yeah.
And could you give me any insight into what's
I think it's
going on?
because you're an artist, you know.
I see.
I
Yeah.
think also nude.
That's true.
I think nude is a better word. You know, it's kind of
I think
French.
so too. And it has a sexual. It has hints of sexuality. Naked
Yes.
is like you just didn't put clothes on, but nude is come hither.
Oh yeah.
Come hither.
Oh, and I'll hither. I will. I'll do it.
I know you will.
Well, we talked about my birthday a little bit last time, and I did want to tell you, my wife. I mean, it's not vegetarian. It's not very vegetarian, but she made my absolute favorite meal.
What?
Which is just a home style beef stew.
Ooh.
And man, oh man, she made
potatoes,
big
carrots,
onions.
Oh.
And big chunks of beef.
Ooh.
And a splash of Worcestershire sauce.
Ooh.
And it was I was
now,
in
did
heaven.
she make a big pot of it for everybody?
Yeah.
How
Crock
long
pot.
does something like that take?
Crock pot? I mean, we're talking about 4 or 5 hours, you know?
Crock pot, huh?
Yeah, crock pot.
You know, I one time went to get a crock pot, and the guy thought I said crack pot. and he thought I was calling him a crackpot. And he took a swing at me. And I remember the cops were called, and I told the cops, I want a crock pot.
Yes.
And the cops thought I said crackpot
Yeah,
at
yeah.
them. And again, they took a swing at me. I got cuffed and tasered, you know.
Yeah,
And
no.
then I was sexually assaulted. But
Oh, no.
oh, yes.
I went to Bed Bath & Beyond and asked for a crock pot.
What?
I asked for a crock pot once, and they also thought I said crack pot, and they just brought out a guy who told me the earth was hollow. And I go, this is not what I wanted.
You took the joke to another level, which good for you.
Hey.
You know, I guess all this time you're now getting on the improv stage.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
you know, all the shows you go do. Have you done any road shows lately? Have you?
I have not. I'm going
Okay.
out at the end of this month. I've got 3 shows lined up on the road. I did do one not too long ago in San Luis Obispo,
Oh, that's
but I
right.
guess that
was a beautiful place, right?
yeah.
Weird crowd? I forget.
Well, it was a weird situation because the moment we walked in, the booker's like, "This could be a shit show. Just so you're aware, they're closing down the venue." And like, I'm just like, okay. And
Oh,
then-
that's exactly how you don't want to be greeted.
no, not at all. And this
That immediately makes me nervous,
Yes.
makes me think, oh, great.
yeah, you drive for 4 hours
Yeah.
and it starts with an apology.
Yeah.
like,
You drive for 4 hours, and basically it's like the guy saying, welcome to hell. And you're like, great. Always wanted to be someone who drives 4 hours to go to hell.
yeah. No, I did a show in Covina, and I did one in what is it, Valencia?
Oh, yeah,
Not-
right.
not
Right. You
too
told me
far.
about these. Those were crazy shows, I think.
Oh yeah. No, I say yes. You know, I get people that go, "Will you do that?" Yes. I don't.
Yeah.
They don't even finish their question.
Yeah.
And I'm already like, I'm in
Yes.
the car, and they're like, "It's next week."
Man, I'm like that too much too, and I finally have been knowing a little, like say no a little bit. You know,
I think that's good, man. I think that's great. There's been a couple of times where I was pleasantly surprised before we were doing this podcast, and I would, be hanging out in some back storage room at a paint company, and you would be there doing a show to like 7 people, and I would be like, Pepitone's doing this show? And it would be great. All 7 of us would love it.
yeah. Building one thing that's good about performing in all kinds of different crazy places is that you become then just like bulletproof in a way. Like, okay, I can perform. Like, I can perform anywhere right now. As a matter of fact,
Yes.
I have a string of shows that I'll be doing just in tree forts, children's tree forts, in decimated parts of Ohio. And, the Rust Belt, and where it hasn't been deindustrialized wastelands, and I'll be in tree forts and I'll be doing material about my parents.
Yeah, and
To children, and I'm getting paid okay. I'm getting a couple of juice boxes.
Wow.
Yeah, the kids.
Capri Sun?
What?
Capri Sun?
I think it is Capri Sun.
Wow.
What other kind of juice boxes are there?
I mean, I Apple, Capri Sun. I mean, a Hawaiian Punch.
Yeah.
If you
By the
really
way,
want to
I
go
am
wild.
looking at somebody sunbathing, and they have too large an ass, and I just want to talk to people. If you're gonna sunbathe, don't have an ass the size of Peru or whatever it is, right? Try to get your ass to a manageable outdoor size, because I just looked over and it's alarming.
Yeah, no, it's hard to concentrate. It's hard to, continue living knowing that's out there. And
You also look at an ass like that and you're like, God, that could feed a small nation.
Oh, yes. Very healthy. Very, very healthy. Well, you've always had a problem with big asses. You've always ranted against that.
Yeah, I mean, I came out against big asses when I was a child, and I've continued that line. So I'm glad you had some nice beef stew.
I did. It was fantastic. I got 4 or 5 different shirts.
Now
this is one of them.
That's very nice.
Yeah. Actually, when my wife showed me this,
My wife,
I actually thought of you. I thought this is kind of a Pepitone.
It is
style
kind of a
little
Pepitone.
bit. Yeah, but she got me. I told her I wanted bright button-up short sleeve shirts, and she found a bunch of them. And I've been out here covering my titties and feeling fine, and it's good.
I've been seeing a lot of men without shirts on. I've been seeing bikini tops.
Yeah, and
for the ladies, and it's been quite stimulating.
Yes,
out here to see a lot of flesh as you're doing a podcast. Like, that's what people don't have in a studio.
Yes.
No, they don't have a lot of exposed flesh in a studio podcast. And me and you, we lost our studio, yet we continue to thrive in the great outdoors.
Absolutely. Yeah,
And
beautiful dogs, beautiful people. Yeah, we've seen, 6 French bulldogs today.
It's amazing.
I mean, we're spoiled.
We're very spoiled. Should we do a bit? I don't know. Let's see. We are 22 minutes in.
I know, it's beautiful. We're trucking through here.
I'm very hungry.
Yes.
And when you were talking about the beef stew, I was like, when you're hungry and someone starts talking about something you like, you're like,
You know what's great about that beef stew too is it stores very well. So we made so much, and then
food is like pornography a little. Like,
it is.
Like I pictured you saying, like, you're just talking to hungry people, and you're like, you know what else is great about the beef stew? And they're just whacking off, pulling on their Johnsons or manipulating the velvet clam, and they're just whacking off, and you're going, I'll tell you what else is good about the beef stew.
They go, is it big chunks of potatoes?
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah. Are they cooked all the way through? Are they soft? Like, oh yes.
Hey, would you mind just describing the carrots again so I could come?
They're soft baby carrots. Oh, they're perfect. Oh no, it was great. But it was a lot of late nights, like 2 a.m, when I'm just like, I need to go to bed.
And the filter's off and you're high. I know you.
Yeah.
2 a.m, you haven't drawn a sober breath for many years, and you're like doing stuff online, and I just see you going,
I hit
the beef stew.
Oh yeah, I hit the 3-minute button. I wait down
3 minutes
till it's down to like 20 seconds. So I pull it so it's not a loud beep. I don't wake up the whole family.
Yeah.
Because my wife
pull it a little early. My wife,
she'll come out. She'll go, "Are you making beef stew? It's 3 a.m." I'm
what
sorry.
business is it of yours?
Yeah, lady, back off! I'm screaming. Leave me alone.
Why don't we start off with an Allen Margaret, just to get the ball rolling?
Allen Margaret, it's healthy for you, and it's good for our listeners,
It really is. Let's do an Allen Margaret.
Oh, and now, checking in with Allen Margaret, the couple living inside Eddie Pepitone's head.
Margaret, can you stop humming? I am trying to concentrate on this graph. Al, I feel like I'm losing you to graphs. What are you talking about? Well, every time I sing lately, you're like, oh, I'm studying a graph. What? A graph of what, Al? It's a graph of my decline. Well, that must be a very steep graph. It is. And I don't need it to be, made fun of by someone humming. Al, I'm just trying to live my life while you look at graphs of your decline. Do you know how horrible that sounds? Look at this. I went to shit in my 20s. Margaret, listen to me. My 30s, I just plummeted. But my 40s were even worse. My 50s were a nightmare, a straight descent into hell. Margaret! What, Al? I love jazz. You know I love jazz. And you know I love to hum jazz. I know. You know I love to hum jazz in a sundress. I know. By the way, where is your sundress? I saw you burning a dress outside yesterday. You did? Yes. Why are you burning dresses in the yard? I'm getting rid of evidence. What did you do, Margaret? I had sex in the sundress. With who? With you. Why would you want to burn it then? And by the way, I don't remember that. Well, you're not remembering things because your head's in your graphs. Your head's in your graphs, Al. Your graphs are they're just plummeting low. And I'm trying to get your attention, and that's why I burned this sundress. Because when you made love to me last night, it was awful. You just didn't have your same zing. So I burned it because I didn't want that. Look, Margaret, first of all, you're crazy to burn dresses in a barrel in our backyard. People are going to think weird things. They're going to think there was evidence, that you did something diabolical. I did do something diabolical. What? I had sex with you. Anybody who takes a look at you and I say I had sex with you. Margaret, I haven't heard you be this mean to me in quite a long time. That's because I'm taking B12 shots, and it's giving me courage to say the things I really feel about you. Really, Margaret? All right, well, I'm going to take a B12 shot then, and I'm going to tell you a few things. Where are you going to get a B12 shot at this hour? What are you talking about? It's noon. Everybody's open. All right, good point. I wish it were 3 a.m. Look, Margaret, I want to say this. Don't burn dresses in the backyard in barrels, and stop taking B12 shots and telling me to fuck off. All right. That was easy. I know. I think the B12 shot is making me more aggressive than I need to be. Because... Thank you, Margaret, for pausing during the airplane. Oh, you're welcome, Al. Thank you, Margaret. Now I feel like our conversation is getting back to what it usually was. Tepid, boring, yet loving conversational conversation. Oh, Al, you're so redundant. Thank you. Al, let's try it again. I'll get a sundress I haven't burnt. I'll get a sundress that I haven't lit on fire yet. I'll put it on. I'll give you the B12 shot. Wait a minute. You have B12 shots lying around? Yeah. I ordered them from Amazon. Jesus. Yeah. All right. I'll give you a B12 shot, and then you'll make great passionate love to me in a new sundress. You're on, Margaret, but before we do that, you mind if I look at a graph?
Oh, man. Thanks for joining us on another Checking In with Al and Margaret, the couple living inside Eddie Pepitone's house. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, it felt good.
I do feel like they do have an idealized style of relationship, where a couple of old, folks just loving each other, with their problems, accepting one another for who they are.
I just try to hit a lot of, things that people can relate to, with coupledom.
Yes. Oh, and you do. You really do. I love this guy. So one of the guys, he has a French bulldog, and then another.
We met the French bulldog.
Yeah, and he's carrying the dog in the park.
Yeah. The other dog is like, great, I can't get carried. I have to tough this out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm low to the ground too. It's like a Dachshund.
It's like a Dachshund Beagle.
Nah, I don't think it's a Beagle, but whatever.
It's like a bigger
I think a hilarious podcast would be us describing dogs off camera, and that's all we do. Like they don't. The audience doesn't see the dogs, but we're just like, boy, folks, what we're seeing now is a graceful greyhound.
And welcome back to Descriptions of Dogs in the Park with Eddie, a beautiful white dog, kind of off-white.
Right now we have an off-white dog moving toward us. Now, the beauty of this podcast is that you never see the dogs. You have to rely on us.
Mm-hmm. The theater of the mind.
The theater of a mind. It's like a black box theater.
Now
we have a beautiful off-white dog coming toward us, eggshell color. Would you say it's eggshell?
Yes, quite eggshell with maybe some hints of red, and a thick stubby tail coming our way now. Beautiful puppy.
Hello, baby doggy. He's a beautiful dog, and folks, I just wish you could see this dog. It's such a nice dog.
It's a sweet puppy.
We have a podcast where we just describe dogs we see in the park.
That's right.
And the audience never sees him.
Okay, I'm making sure we're not talking over you.
No, you're fine. Enjoy. I love it. There was a moment when you were doing Allen Margaret when I put my head back and the breeze was coming and I just looked at and I can breathe. It's such a nice day. It's almost ridiculous,
It really is.
I'm enjoying myself. There's another attractive person walking around.
What other bit should we do that we haven't done in a while? You know what bit someone asked me about? And I remember doing this bit when I was in an insane state of mind recovering from bronchitis in Woodstock. And this is a cop who can't find an address of a crime going on.
Okay, all right.
All right? Let's do that.
Bum, 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 bum. And now, Eddie Pepitone plays a cop who can't find the address.
One Adam, 12, 1 out of 12. I need you to go to 241 North Grove Street. There is a homicide being reported in progress. A stabbing, or I think a stabbing or a strangulation, maybe both. As a matter of fact, I think I'm wasting too much time just telling you. It's either somebody is getting hurt, okay? It's at 234 North Grove.
I'm on it, Sarge. I'm on it. What is, stabbing or strangulation?
I think it's both.
Really? All right, 234 Grove. Now, God damn it, I just passed. I'm on 234 Pike Street.
No. You went past Grove. And this is is of the essence. According to the phone call we got, the person didn't have much time because of the plunging of a knife and the intense pressure on the larynx.
All right, now Grove, and correct me if I'm wrong, but Grove is the donut shop and the car wash on Grove?
No, that's Elm.
Oh, okay, then I'm on Elm.
Don't you have GPS? I mean, it's 2024.
No, Sarge, I told you. I feel like GPS, we then lose our ability to navigate.
Well, I'll tell you something, officer. You are doing a bad job, and we've lost a lot of people out there. Because instead of being on Grove, you're on Elm and shit like that.
All right, well, now I'm on Chestnut, I think. Where's the old furniture shop?
That's on Blueberry Street.
Blueberry? I didn't even know there was a oh, yeah, I see Blueberry Street. God, it smells good on this.
Sergeant, get to 234 North Grove and use your phone. Use the GPS or the goddamn built-in GPS.
Wow, I'm on Rumpleberry. I'm on Rumpleberry Boulevard now, by the tracks.
You're way far away. And this person is probably dead.
So should I just maybe not go? I mean, if they're probably dead, I'd rather get some lunch.
Where are you going for lunch, Sergeant?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out where Nixon Street is.
Nixon is it's very close, actually, to Grove.
Well, that's the thing. I can't find Grove, and I want to get lunch on Nixon, a beautiful diner.
Sergeant, just go to lunch.
Bum, 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 bum. Thanks for joining us on The Cop Who Can't Find the Address.
That's pretty good, right?
That was pretty good. You were in the Berry District. You were stuck down there. Boysenberry,
Well, one thing I
Rappleberry.
noticed when I travel this great land of ours is that a lot of, places are named beautifully for trees, chestnut or elm or, Maple Street. Or named for muffins, blueberry, mulberry,
Boysen?
Bran.
Brand? Oh, Brand?
Bran Street is a beautiful street.
Very regular. The traffic's always very consistent on Brand Street.
Very fluid.
That's right.
Very fluid in Brand Street. You know what we should do? We should do What is a Squirrel Thinking?
Oh,
Remember that
hell
little
yeah. On
Chestnut. Yeah.
We got a little sweetie right here. And now, in the park, it's time for another edition of What Are the Squirrels Thinking?
Oh, boy. This nut is really good. Hi, Betty.
Oh, hey.
Hey, Betty, can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
Will you blow me?
You're so randy.
Ah, Betty, do you love this park as much as I do?
Yes, it's beautiful. All the puppies try to eat me, though. I don't like that.
What, a puppy try to eat you?
The puppy try to eat me.
Well,
They're
dogs.
So cute.
Well, Betty, I've told you this before, that dogs are our natural enemies.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Will you lick my ass?
What's that?
Would you lick my ass?
Betty, I feel like you flipped gender roles on its head there. I mean, usually it's the male. Hold on, let me...
Ooh,
That's a good taste in ass, Betty.
You're welcome. I eat a lot of nuts.
It did taste like nuts.
That's right.
Hey, Betty, will you run with me to this next tree? Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Oh, I like this tree. How about you?
Oh, it's so pretty. It's so
Well,
nice.
it's your... Will you blow me? I mean, I ate your ass.
Okay.
Go ahead. That feels good.
That was a quick one.
Hey, Betty, you know what I noticed from this tree? Can you see that apartment across the street from the park?
The green one?
The what?
The green one?
God, you got a fucked up way of speaking, Betty. But yes, the green one. Is someone in that apartment getting strangled and bludgeoned and stabbed? It
Oh.
looks like it.
I think so.
No, it's 234. The number's 234. I think it's Grove.
Oh, there's a murder happening in there for sure. I think it is.
You know what? I'm glad we're not human. It seems those people, that species has just all kinds of crazy shit going on
They
when
can't
all
get their
we
shit
care
together.
about are nuts, blowjobs, and ass eating.
Hey,
Right?
would you spit in my mouth?
What?
Hey, just real quick, just spit in my mouth, just real quick.
All right.
Ooh, nutty.
You know, you're a kinky little
Ooh,
squirrel.
I've been lonely.
Hey, Betty,
Yeah?
would you mind running over to where I buried a nut with me? I just don't feel like being alone today.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, here we
Let's
go. Ready?
Whee!
Run, follow me, Bet. Ah, here it is, I think. Let me see. I always, put the nuts where I can find them. Like this one, you see the dead homeless person?
Yes.
That's where I know to find the nut next to this dead guy.
He never leaves.
Let me dig it out. Hold on.
Okay.
All right. Where the fuck is the nut? Oh, don't tell me Roger took my fucking nut again.
Roger, that bastard.
Roger took... Blow me, Betty, will you? I'm upset. You want your ass licked?
Yeah, give me
Tastes like nuts. Let's go find Roger. Hey, Roger!
Yeah?
Did you take my nut I had buried next to this dead guy?
So what if I did?
What if you did?
Yeah, what if I did? What
Betty.
are you going to do about it?
Betty, go blow Roger.
Okay.
Oh, man, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you your nuts back.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for the BJ, Betty. And thanks for joining us on another edition of What Are the Squirrels Thinking?
Aw, that was kind of heartwarming,
Yes.
and it really kind of and I think David Attenborough and his nature specials are one thing,
Yes.
but this kind of delving into what animals do,
Yes.
on a personal level.
It's it cuts it just breaks down the separation between human and animal, and you really get an insight.
You learn that there are a lot of similarities yet big differences. Obviously, you can tell that they're not as hung up about sex.
No,
It's
no.
very quick.
It's free.
And there isn't, issues of like possession and jealousy.
Yes.
It's like,
Yeah, religion hasn't muddled their view of sexuality
Right.
in the way that it has with the
right,
humans.
it's healthier in a way.
It really is. They know how to share a nut. They really, they're really, in every way possible.
Yeah. Nuts galore, Matter of fact, that's the name of one of the squirrel porn stars.
Yes.
Nuts galore.
Just a guy with huge nuts named Nuts Galore.
He's the Johnny Wad or
Yeah. John Holmes.
John Holmes. Boy.
Well, we're almost winding down here. I think we got about 3 or 4 more minutes.
Right.
And
what are you thinking?
I think we could do a little heartfelt segment. We could do. You could pick a subject that really pisses you off and give a toast about it.
Give a what about it?
Do it like a New Year's Eve toast.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's people who drive slowly in front of you. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's do that.
And now let's raise a glass as we toast to people driving too slow.
Everybody, thank you for coming to this special event. And as you know, this event is about people who drive too slowly. I'd like everybody to raise a glass.
Yeah.
And everybody, when someone in front of you is driving like they fucking have had a stroke, or they fucking shouldn't be out of the house, they're on medication, they're old, or they're just nervous. Why do these people always have to be in front of me? Raise a glass. Here.
I'm always getting people in front of me. Me too.
They're too slow.
And what the fuck? Why are these people? Most of them have pretty nice cars, and I can't afford a nice car. Yet these people who drive too slowly, they're always in front of me, and I always have to. I'm always in a rush. I'm usually going to the doctor. Or trying to get laid, and I'm on a dating app, and I say to the person, meet me at 12:40 at a certain place, and then I get this person who is driving like a fucking moron.
Give it to him, Peppy.
No, I mean, I want you to raise a glass with me and say, let's all band together and hurt these people who drive like fucking morons. They drive like they're just idiots, and and you can't crash into them because of insurance issues. If you bump them from the rear, they, and it's just really annoying. And I wish there was some way, raise a glass, everybody, that we could find a way to get these people to stop driving slowly in front of us.
Drive faster.
Yeah, thank you, Ned. Ned always has good ideas.
I agree with everything you said. 100%.
Thank you, Ned. I wish you weren't the village idiot, but it's better to get a village idiot.
I got a job sweeping now.
You doing that? I also love sweeping. But anyway, Ned, thank you, for being supportive. And again, I just want to raise a glass to these people who are brain dead, who shouldn't be in cars, and they always wind up in front of you. Here's to them.
Here, here.
Drink, drink, drink.
Thanks for joining us on a toast to people that drive too slow. I love it. It felt good.
Yeah,
it felt right. Yeah, just throwing it away. It feels right. No,
well, we've come to the end of another incredible episode.
Another fantastic episode. Two men in a beautiful park, looking at puppies, describing them in the distance, and it feels good. And folks, if you want to let us know that you like us and that you appreciate what we're doing for you, throw us $5 or $20 a month over at Patreon, and for that, we'll give you some exclusive Pepitone clips and some Apocalypse Soon exclusive things. We'll get the video of this podcast the day that it comes out. For our $20 subscribers, you get some apparel. Go to eddiepepitone.com and go to YouTube and check out all of our clips over there.
Yes, folks, thank you so much. And this has been Apocalypse Soon, the podcast with no upside.